Yep. Okay, I'll turn this back over to Kelly.
Now in our portion where we're going to have some of our dignitaries come forward. But I'd like to make mention today that a flag is being flown over the U.S. Capitol building in honor of Sam's high achievement today. And that was arranged by his parents. It'll be mailed to him just so you'll have a remembrance of this special day. At this time, I'd like to call forth Senior Vice Commander of Post 126, Mr. Marty Yaffe.
As you heard, my name is Marty Yaffe. I'm the Senior Vice Commander, Post 126, Jewish War Veterans in Cherry Hill. We had been doing this ever since 1912. When the Civil War was over, a group of Jewish Union soldiers got together. They had three basic purposes. They went to Congress, and their purposes were passed. One was to eliminate as much anti-Semitism in the military as possible. Two was to help veterans who are homeless and in need and their families. And three, and that's the reason I'm really here today, is to develop new leadership in this country. They realize that the United States of America is a great country, the greatest ever. If you want to keep it that way, you must have leaders. So this group looked around. And in 1912, the first American Scout was honored as an Eagle. We were there to honor him. We're carrying on that tradition today. I have with me today Mary Wichik. She doesn't know it, but she's now an assistant Jewish war veteran. Anyway, we're here to honor them and honor the Scouts. I was an assistant scoutmaster at Bethel Synagogue in Cherry Hill. And a young boy, a newly minted scout, whose name was Mikey, came up to me and he said, "I'd like to become an Eagle Scout." I said, "How old are you?" He said, "I'm 11. I said, "You know what it requires to become an Eagle Scout? You know about all the badges?" "Yes, I do." And he started rattling them off, all 21 of them that he needed. And I said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "I want you to be my mentor." I said, "Gladly. But remember this, don't waste my time. Only a few scouts ever become the Eagle Scouts. If you're going to do it, concentrate, focus, do it right." He said, "I will." So I watched him struggle from one badge to another. He finally got to his last badge, which was compulsory, swimming a mile. It was a cold day in June in Pine Hill. It's overcast and raining. Mike came out and said, "I'm going to do it today." I said, "No, Mike, this is a bad day. Wait for a better day." He said, "No, I'm going to do it today." I said, "Okay, you made it in mind. Go." He jumped in that water. Little skinny kid he was. And he swam lap after lap, and I got the count. And about halfway through, I looked at him and I said, "He's turning blue. It's so cold." I said, "That's it, Mikey, come on out, come on out." He looked at me, shook his head down. About 3/4 of the way through the course, everybody that was there, scouts, the leaders, the parents, they all gathered around and yelling the theme, "Go, Mikey, go, Mikey." And he did. He made it. He was so proud. And he came out and I draped him with a big warm towel, gave him a hug, and I said to myself, "I'm going to watch this young man, see how far he really goes in life." I want to give you an anecdotal history of what happened. He went to high school. He became top of his class. He was involved in sports, in the political scene. He was involved in music and in academics. He applied for a scholarship at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. And there they accepted him in the School of Public Relations. He graduated from that and he applied then to the London School of Economics, one of the most prestigious colleges in the world. And there he majored in Middle Eastern affairs. He got his degree, his master's degree, and he went on and he applied to Harvard. And there he majored in the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. He said, that's what I want to be. I want to go into that field. Make the world safer. This is the way to do it. I watched him. He got his doctorate degree. He applied for his first major job at the State Department in Washington. At that time, the first woman to become Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, hired him. His office was way down to the end of the long hall of the State Department. Within 2 years, he advanced next to hers. He was her chief speechwriter, and he went on every mission that she ever went on. He was with her. But he wasn't in his field. He wanted something more in his field. He applied to the Defense Department, to the school, the University of Non-Proliferation. He was accepted as a lecturer. He worked himself up to assistant professor, then professor, an assistant dean, and dean. Now he's an esteemed professor. A while ago, Robert Gates, who, by the way, was an Eagle Scout, is an Eagle Scout, hired him for the work in the Pentagon as liaison between the State Department and the Defense Department because he had experience in both fields. And I said to myself, what is it? What creates a person like this? So I called him one day and he said to me, you know, I have to give credit to a lot of people, my parents, my schools, my teachers, but mostly he says to the scouting movement. Scouting movement. He said, whenever I apply for a job, apply to a school, for anything, he says, on my resume I put down 5 magic words. I am an Eagle Scout. He's lived by that ever since. He's lived by it. You young people in scouting, if you're thinking about getting out of it because of girls or some other activity, don't. Stay with it. It means a lot. Our leadership in this country depends upon your future. It depends upon everything that we do. And it means something when you apply for that job. Stick with it. I am an Eagle Scout. Mikey is now Dr. Michael Yaffe. In case you didn't realize it, my name is Yaffe too. And Michael just happens to be my son. I have a certificate for Sam, Jewish War Veterans of the USA, Certificate of Significant Achievement at Eagle Scout. I have a letter from our commander, Robert Falk, again observing the fact that only a few percent of scouts only make it to a certain level, and only 2% make it to Eagle Scout for training. I also have a letter and a gift from our post. Please cash the check. Or else our treasurer will have a tizzy fit. Once again, Sam, I'm proud of you.